Understanding the four contexts of poetry. Poetry is not just about beautiful words and rhythm, it's a reflection of deeper meanings that are often influenced by various contexts. Understanding these contexts allows us to gain a richer and more nuanced interpretation of a poem. In this lecture, we will explore four key contexts that are crucial for analyzing and appreciating poetry: structural, biographical, historical, and socio-cultural contexts. 1. Structural context. The structural context refers to the way a poem is organized and presented. This includes the form, rhyme scheme, meter, stanza structure, and other literary devices that the poet uses to convey meaning. Example. In the poem, I Have a Filipino Dream, the repetition of this phrase serves as a structural element that reinforces the speaker's vision and determination. The structural context shapes how the poem flows and how its message is delivered. Analyzing structure helps us understand the poet's deliberate choices in crafting the poem's form and rhythm. 2. Biographical context. The biographical context involves understanding the poet's life, experiences, and personal history. It explores how the poet's background, beliefs, and personal events may have influenced their work. Key points. Personal experiences. A poet's personal experiences often find their way into their poetry, either directly or metaphorically. Beliefs and values. The poet's worldview and values can significantly influence the themes and messages in their poetry. Influence of other works. Sometimes, a poet's work is influenced by other writers, mentors, or cultural movements they were part of. For example, the line, "I have a dream not for myself, not a selfish man who thinks of himself," could reflect the poet's personal belief in altruism and social responsibility. Understanding the biographical context allows us to connect the poet's life with their work, offering insights into why they might have written a poem in a certain way or chosen specific themes. 3. Historical context. The historical context refers to the time period in which the poem was written, including the major events, social issues, and cultural movements of that era. Key points. Era and events. The time period can significantly shape the themes and concerns of a poem, such as war, political change, or social movements. Cultural movements. Understanding the broader cultural or literary movements, e.g., Romanticism, Modernism, can provide insight into the poem's style and themes. Influence of historical figures. Poems may reference or be inspired by historical figures or events, adding layers of meaning. The reference to 8 rays of sun symbolize hope in the poem ties back to the historical context of the Philippine Revolution against Spanish colonization. Historical context situates a poem within the larger framework of its time, helping us understand its relevance and the issues it addresses. 4. Socio-cultural context. The socio-cultural context examines the societal norms, cultural values, traditions, and social issues that influence a poem. It looks at how the poem reflects or challenges the society in which it was created. Key points. Social issues. Poems often address or comment on social issues such as inequality, injustice, or cultural identity. Cultural symbols. Cultural references and symbols within a poem can provide deeper meaning and connect the poem to a specific culture or group. Community and identity. The poet's relationship with their community or cultural identity can influence the themes and perspectives in their work. In the poem, the phrase, "Cease the pain of a poor at the stream," reflects socio-cultural concerns about poverty and social inequality in the Philippines. Socio-cultural context allows us to see how a poem engages with the world around it, reflecting or challenging the norms, values, and issues of its time and place.